A significant number of megaprojects in China have been on the more problematic side in recent decades. As a result, China is now experiencing a period of chaos about these megaprojects, particularly due to their link with the housing crisis. The amount spent is in the hundreds of billions of dollars. To what end is all of that money being spent? Keep watching this video to see the worst of China's megaprojects. In the province of Inner Mongolia in China, you'll find the city of Ordos, both futuristic and highly contemporary. Despite the efforts and incentives the Chinese government has undertaken, only 30,000 people live there, although it can house 1 million citizens. 10 years ago, the Chinese government launched the city's construction in the Ordos Desert, spending $1 billion on the project. The city was planned with the help of the most prominent Chinese architects, and major structures were constructed with their assistance. As a result of several factors, the pharaonic enterprise was undertaken. Due to its abundant gas resources, coal mines, and rare earth mines, Inner Mongolia is the most prosperous area in China, having the highest gross domestic product. The building of this metropolis was initiated by the discovery of one of the greatest coal resources in China, which accounted for 1/6 of the total coal reserves in China. The city needed to develop into a capital of service for the mining firms to facilitate the extraction of the enormous resources. The second reason is that the Chinese government has a grand ambition of bringing people from rural regions to urban areas to enhance the quality of life for those people back in the countryside. One of the most notable examples is the financial speculation that swept across China at the beginning of the 21st century. This led to lenders investing in construction, particularly in areas with little need for more buildings. Hundreds of neighborhoods and whole towns in China have developed from nothing in recent years owing to speculation, and they continue to stay unoccupied, creating a severe dilemma for the Chinese government. In truth, Ordos is not an unusual instance in China. In 2012, the price of coal started to plummet, which was a direct result of the simultaneous shift in energy policy that the Chinese government mandated. In 2012, the price of coal started to plummet, which was a direct result of the simultaneous shift in energy policy that the Chinese government mandated. Less energy will be derived from fossil fuels, and more money will be invested in renewable energy sources. Several coal businesses went out of business, resulting in a slowdown in coal extraction from mines in this region. Furthermore, the ambitious Chinese goal to relocate 500 million people from rural regions throughout China to urban centers is unquestionably moving at a snail's pace across the country. Even if they are enticed by the allure of a qualitatively superior life, most people do not want to leave their homelands. They do not want to leave the place where they were born. Because of these factors, Ordos is currently an empty container. On the other hand, the Chinese government ensures that the city was constructed with China's future in mind. There is a peculiar stop on the Chongqing metro system in China. Although it seems to be deserted at first glance, Gaojiawan Station on Line 6 did not open until 2015. Therefore, it appears that the idea was not well thought out. Currently, only one of the 3 intended exits is being used, while the other 2 are completely overrun with weeds and wood. Even a working exit is a challenge for commuters in the surrounding area. When travelers leave the station, they find themselves in the middle of nowhere. Thus, individuals must go across the desolate areas since no roads link the station. The station is not very packed. In fact, the only individuals that are sometimes there are personnel. Therefore, this may be a wonderful chance to get the sensation of riding the Chinese subway without cramming yourself into a confined space and having your face pressed against a window. According to an official from the Chinese Ministry of Environment and Forestry, the South-North Water Transfer Project, estimated to cost $62 billion, would become obsolete if 1/3 of the buildings in Beijing could collect more rainfall and recycle more wastewater. The words made by Heba Singh, the Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Housing and Rural Development, on the issue of water and wastewater reflect a rare official position opposed to one of the most impressive technical accomplishments China has ever accomplished. Although it was formally started in 2002, the diversion project's construction is considered contentious due to the enormous cost, its effect on the environment, and the large relocation of the local people. The enormous water diversion network comprises 3 different canal systems, with the eastern route already sending water to the province of Shandong in December. It is becoming increasingly difficult to divert water as the scale of the project increases and the distance increases, adds Qi. The water that is diverted might be replaced with recycled water. Developing technologies for water desalination and increasing the amount of rainwater collected will allow the majority of Chinese cities to have access to more water, he continues. According to He, the diversion project has also created new pollutants along the pathways it has taken. According to him, residues have been pouring out of local pipes as a result of water that has been redirected, which is an issue that is very difficult to handle. Already, China is struggling to clean up the severe pollution along the primary path of the diversion project. The Danjiankou River, located at the beginning of the central route in the province of Hubei in central China, is extremely polluted because the 5 rivers that flow into it are routinely used as dumping grounds for untreated sewage by local industries. He said, China is attempting to solve its water shortage problem by diverting water, but such a method is, to some extent, now mired in difficulties despite its potential benefits. In addition, he cautions that if China continues to adhere to the South-North Water Diversion Project, the country will face an even worse water shortage. As the nation continues to urbanize, he believes that China is now in critical phase in which it must solve concerns related to water pollution. He believes that China is now in a critical phase in which it must solve concerns related to water pollution. Beijing National Stadium was constructed to play home to the Summer Olympics and Paralympics in 2008. To arrive at the final design, a group of artists and architects went through the process of thoroughly studying Chinese ceramics. This colossal stadium is known as the Bird's Nest because its facade is designed to seem like a collection of sticks and twigs interlaced throughout the structure. The nest concept was first conceived to provide support for a roof that could be retracted. Thus, the crisscrossed steel columns, weighing around 1,000 tons, were meticulously positioned to accommodate this characteristic. However, owing to concerns that another occurrence of a similar kind may occur, a re-evaluation was carried out after a catastrophic roof collapse occurred at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. Even though it has not made much of a reputation for itself in sports, the Beijing National Stadium has become a prominent tourist attraction. The one exception is the Olympic Games that took place in 2008. Every day, over 20,000 people flock to the stadium to take in its breathtaking architecture. Despite this, the political party disagreed over this stadium and referred to it as one of the worst megaprojects ever undertaken by the Chinese government. However, this claim was subsequently called into question. Please share your opinions on the megaprojects considered the worst in China with us in the comments section below. Do you think these megaprojects are in a state of decline as a result of the poor politics of Xi Jinping? And that wraps things up. We appreciate you watching this video. Please hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.